What is going on? Alright, so we have this race of plant people that I created already. I kind of figured out how I want them to look. There's like a couple of different designs that I'm deciding between. Hold on. This one has like a little rib cage out of the vines. I thought that was kind of cool, but I felt like it was a little too weird. So let's see. This was one of the close-ups of it. So I figured the inside is going to be some sort of like piranha plant looking thing. But I kind of want his head to be obscured in the middle. So one time I rendered, it was in Cycles, but I could probably figure out how to recreate it in Unreal. It was basically like a black hole texture. Like it wasn't affected by lighting or anything at all, and it just showed as like pitch black on the render, which I think would be cool to have as like just a cutoff for the inside of his vine, so you don't really know what he looks like on the inside. And just like the tip of his beak is like sticking out. I feel like that would be kind of cool. So there's a couple more. Showed that one. What's this one? I don't know what the colors is for this one. Oh, this one doesn't have any colors. This is just the alternate version. Instead of a melon in his chest, he has a little pepper. I think I'm gonna have them all have different types of like fruit in their chest, differentiate between them. Same with the plant on top of their head. So this is like more of what I'm talking about with like it's obscured in the center. But I thought it was kind of weird for it not to have vines on the top and still have like darkness in there, because realistically light would get in. So then I made this one, which is more covered at the top. So I feel like that would make sense for it to be more shady in the middle. I'm probably going to have to make a couple of variations of these guys, because I feel like it would be too obvious if all of them had the same, like their vines were all in the same direction. You know, if everyone had the same orientation. I don't know how to explain it. Like they would be it would be tangled differently for each one, or I should probably make at least like 3 variations. 3 or 4 probably should be enough. I could just rig them all the same way. So I feel like that's kind of cool. The plant could be a separate object. I feel like a bunch of these vines and stuff are all going to be separate objects. Maybe I'll make like heads that are detachable, and then the bodies could stay the same. And you know what I could do? I could make a sphere and then just put the curves around it. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. So yeah, we have a couple of plants to choose from. I'm probably gonna go with this one because the top of the head is more obscured. So then the shade on the inside would make sense. I want it to kind of be like no matter where you look at this character model, you can't see like behind the beak, like what his face looks like if there is a face, you know? And then they all have cores and the cores are like fruits, and then they have plants on the top of their head that vary from person to person. I feel like that would be cool. So basically, how the backstory behind this character is this plant race lives in like an advanced city. Like there's like chrome everywhere and shit, but it's like really clean, and it's because these plant dudes absorb all the smog and turn it into oxygen. So these guys kind of made it their home because they feed on the smog, so it works perfectly for them. I feel like that's a good idea. And this guy's going to be in the first level. Or the first world, rather. He's going to be like the first customer. He's going to help your character breathe underwater temporarily on the underwater parts. So I feel like that's a good idea. So I'm going to get into Blender now and see what I can start to create. I don't really work with curves too often, but that's probably what I'm gonna have to do to get this looking the way I want. So alright, let me delete this and go. Let me get a sphere out. The sphere isn't going to be an actual part of the character, but I will use it as like a guide. He's a plant guy. Hold on, let me show you. He's plant dude. And they have fruit cores, and the plant that grows on their head is all different. But they live in a high-tech city that they feed off of the smog of, and they make it a really clean city just by living there. And in the first level, you have to take this guy back to his friend's like pod racer, like jet, basically. So that way they could get back to their hometown. And that's like the first level of the game. But like you don't get to go to his city until later on in the game. And then you get to like meet him and all his homies, and like the whole town is gonna have these dudes in it. Plantoid Roid Rocker, hell yeah. So, so now we're just figuring out, because I haven't made anything like Tangled or anything like that before in 3D. Like the most I've done is I made like a wick for a Zippo that I modeled. And that was with curves and arrays. But with this, because it's going to be so random with the knots, I'm probably just going to have to like sculpt curves around and just like use the rotate tool to like bend them the way that I want. In-game cutscene where you catch a group of them in a dark sewer, chowing down on some sewer water in the dark, and they're acting like a bunch of rats with creepy-ass glowing eyes. That would be spooky. I could have like, I was thinking of having like an enemy version of this dude. I don't know what his point would be, but I don't know. I'm also thinking of making a significant chunk of these guys be smoking at all times, because since they're plants, they can absorb like all of the smoke from like the cigar or the joint that they're smoking. So it's like it's basically like having food around. He ate too much swag. Swag. He ate too much smog, and now he is yellow instead of green. He is a weed. True. I was thinking of having them in different colors, like one with maroon vines, one with like a bluish vine, and then like maybe have the evil like hoodlum ones or something. Have like, actually, maybe not hoodlum, but maybe like just the ones who are like deeply nihilistic are like black. You know, they have like black vines. And maybe he's like, the Black Vines guy is like really depressed or something like that. Or like he asks you for shit. Because I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of these like different characters asking you to do shit, so there'll be plenty of opportunities to have like different fine people giving you shit to do. But yeah. So now I'm going to start with some curves. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure it out. So I'll start with one of these bad boys. It's a good height, I guess. I should subdivide this. I forgot how to subdivide. What the hell? Why is my brain not working? Oh, you just right click it. Subdivide. It's literally the first option. Wait, okay. The black vines work at Plantoid 7-Eleven and doesn't know you can hear the music in his earbuds. And he only listens to Slur Sewer Slut and TikTok Funk. Yeah, definitely. That actually is that is a good character trope. The character that's playing music on their earbuds at absolute max volume and thinks that no one could hear around him. Write that shit down just in case. You never know. Okay, so this is gonna be extreme. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. So I am going to I'm gonna do this as I go and just figure it out. So I want to give him like a swerve. Okay. All his dialogue implies is that he listens to math rock and jazz and shit. And the conclusion of his side quest is that he confesses he thinks it sounds like shit. That's like, yeah, that's like not even possible. It's an impossible confession. That's like a nightmare. Imagine waking up one day and that would be like me waking up one day and being like, oh, I don't like death grips. Doesn't work like that. You either like the sound of garbage pail lids being slammed together and people throwing Hennessy bottles at walls, or you don't. All right. How is this curve going? Using unconventional samples to get a unique sound is so fun. Yeah, it's very true. That's how you get all of the like sounds that like people are like, wait, what the heck is that instrument he used in the background? If it like gets really popular. Like remember in Lil Uzi's song when XO Tour Life came out, people were like, that's the Minecraft door, isn't it? Isn't it the Minecraft door? It was like it had nothing to do with anything, but it was just like a really weird sample. And people were like, that's so unique. It's so crazy. Past 2 days I've been replacing all my synths with a sample of my Tylenol bottle rattling like an Indiana Jones desert snake. Dude, by the time you take any of those Tylenol PM, they're gonna be like complete dust. You may as well just snort them at that point. This man's gonna have Tylenol dust. He's gonna spike people's drinks with Tylenol PM. That's what I thought too, but these shits definitely made for the streets. Hey, fair enough. That's why mine was so expensive. It's industrial quality. None of them are broken. Damn. Got some futuristic technology in our medicines these days. It's the shape. I forgot what I did here. There was something that I did here last time to make it like oh, is it death? Yeah, it's death. They have the extra chromosome Coke can shape. I think it's sturdy. Because no matter what angle it hits against, chances are it's going to either hit flat and disperse the energy or hit a stable corner. It's like a double barrel Prince Rupert Struff. You're really gassing up this container, dude. You're getting paid by the healthcare companies? Oh, it's just buyer's remorse. I see. No, this is so basically hold on, wait. Let me show you. So you see how the inside of his head is kind of like it's secluded. It's like black. Um this was one of the iterations that I had. I kind of want the inside of his head, like where the vines are, to be like obscured, you know? So I had this sphere here indicating darkness, but like as you can see, like from the top, there's nothing really blocking light from getting in, so the illusion doesn't really fit too well. It looks more like a solid like thing. So when I remove that and I just put more vines over the top of his head, it kind of makes more sense for it to be like shady and shit on the inside. So this is like, this ball is basically just meant to be like this black sphere of darkness on the inside of his head. And I'm just using it as like a guide for now for the vines to lay over. The void ball, yeah. You can give them the Raiden hat. What's the Raiden hat? Oh, like from MK? Wait. Yeah. A lot of them are gonna have plants on their head, so it'll pretty much be like a biological version of the Raiden hat. Just have little like palm tree like shades on their head. They have built-in hats basically. I could probably make some have like mushrooms on their head too, and make it in the shape of that kind of hat as well. Maybe the mushroom ones will be like, I don't know, how should I make them different? They don't really have to be different, but but yeah, alright, let me swap back to the main monitor. So yeah, that's basically, that black orb is basically what this is, and I'm just putting all the vines around it. Yeah, they just have mushrooms on their head. I feel like that's fine. This is the front of his head. Okay. I think this first one wraps around. Okay. Is this the front? This is the front. Kind of swoops down. Yeah, that looks good. What is this one doing? I don't want them to be like a one big spaghetti, you know? I want it to kind of be separate vines, so... Did I fuck up my shit or... Where am I? Am I lost? I am lost. Remember when Mario games had music like this? Oh, that's just your imagination. The fuck did I do now? Okay. This song is hidden deep within the otherwise normal OST of a random Mario sports game. This is from Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's the moon base. When you get shot, remember you have to go find the bomb general, so that way you can hop in his cannon and get shot to the moon to invade a military base like Austin Powers. She was nuts. And then it had this banger of a song when you enter his base. Crazy stuff. Okay, let's see. This guy. Okay, so I can make a little droopiness over here. I was young and dumb when that game came out, so all I did was push the soft spots on the residents of all the towns with the Mario Big Mighty Boot. Yeah. Just stomp on everything. I remember when, because I mean that game came out when I was in like, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd grade maybe? What year was that? 2003 or something? It came out in 2004. So yeah, I was like mad young when that shit came out. But yeah, it's worth the play, especially now that they're remaking it on the Switch. So buy it when that shit comes out. Actually, an insane game. Hey, Joseph Cruz, what's going on? I'm making trips on the stairs and breaks my... Dude, I hate when people are like, my bones hurt, I'm getting old, and they're like 28 years old. It's like, bro, like lift a weight and eat a piece of steak or something like that. Jesus Christ. Like there's something wrong if you're like constantly in pain and you're like 32 years old, you know? You should probably do something about that before you die early. Yeah, I mean, Popeye does it. Eat one spinach. you know? But yeah, Joseph Cruz, we're making a character race. They're plant people, and they have palm trees on their heads. And oh yeah, see this guy has a palm tree. They could all have different plants on their heads. This was the original design. He had like a little rib cage, but it kind of creeped me out a little bit for some reason. So instead, I have it that they have like cores. So this guy has like a pepper chest, and this guy has like a watermelon chest, and like they each have like different personalities and whatever based off of the plant that's on their head and the melon in their chest and then the color of their vines. So, but we're basically going for this head shape where he's going to be like obscured from darkness and stuff like that a little bit. This one looked like it was a little too open, so I wanted a higher density of vines in there. But yeah, now we're just fucking around with splines and making vines for this dude. Spinach will unfuck your organs, and in Texas, it's cheaper than lettuce for some reason. That's why you never hear about people with organ failure here. Interesting. Cool, so like Groot from Guardian of the Galaxy, kind of, but more like viney, like in the jungle, than like tree-based, you know? Let's see. So this guy's gonna have... Alright, this vine is gonna continue into like a curve. Let's see. So this is the front here. This would probably want to be like right here. And it could go on the outside. You can make the legs roots so it's like they have pants. That's true. Actually, I had something for the legs in one of them. Hold on. This one? No, not that one. Second. No, it's none of these. There's something missing here. Some of these are fucked. Maybe I have deleted it by mistake. It's unfortunate. But basically what it was is, so I'm like one of these dudes. Basically his leg would like open up into like a flower bloom. I could have sworn I did that layer. I definitely did, but it just got lost somehow. But whatever. But anyway, going back into Blender to continue the vines. There we are. Okay. So you got this. I'm moderately brain dead right now. There we go. So he's gonna have some curls here. And then I subdivide this so that way I have a little bit more definition. And this is just gonna hang, it's not gonna be like tight to the ball. I want this to be very round, but straight. Just because it's straight, I don't want it to be... I don't want it to be too tight, even though it's straight, so hold on. Let's find the right balance here for that. A little bit of a wobble to it. There you go. Get a little bit viney with it. Okay. And now I could duplicate this. No, that's not what I wanted to duplicate. There's gonna be like a billion trillion polys, but I don't really care. Actually, I don't really care. Also, I want to severely reduce the resolution of these before I turn it into a mesh. Okay. Nice and simple. Okay. And then this one kind of moves a little bit differently at the end here. Just like this. I'm kind of just going off of the tangles that I already did in 2D right now. We'll just see where we go from there. If I can translate them mostly to 3D, I feel like that'll solve the issue. I know you said those landscape bump maps are a bad idea, but I've been having so much fun putting my house in instant meshes. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's a bad idea, but it's like, it just doesn't. First of all, it's like a little bit expensive. Like I think polygons are probably less expensive than that. Like anything that has to do with like a shader or like using a map and stuff. Unless it's like going from high res to low res polygons, like when you're doing like ZBrush, and you're like basically baking the high poly shit on a low poly mesh. That's really good and saves a lot. But I don't know. A lot of times like normals and like displacement and stuff like that really make the cost go mad high. Which is why I tend to like just model everything. Because once I figured out modeling is just like when people do like big levels and stuff, it's just a whole bunch of like little pieces put together. Unless they do like the landscape thing, but that's like in the minority. And then you don't really have much agency to like where shit goes and stuff, unless you're like making the map beforehand anyway. I mean, I know you could do the thing with like Google Maps where like you literally can take bump map of the real world and bring it into Blender and turn it into like just the real world, like in a 3D mesh, but okay, let's see. So these two are together. That's what you've been doing? Yeah, that shit's crazy. I'm just like deciphering these tangles in my head real quick. On the other monitor. Well, let me show you. So basically I have this loop done and this loop done. And these loops both go into here because it wraps around the head this way and then comes back down. So we have these two ending here right now. I'm debating, I don't know where this one comes from, but I could probably make this one bend and continue up here. So I can make the outer one do that. And let's see. The outer one could do that. These come around. Hold on. So the top one. Okay, this top one ends up being the inner loop. And this bottom one ends up being the outer loop here. Top one. I could make it connect to itself here. In a way. Connect to the inner one. I could try that. But you know what? It's kind of like working out this way. So I might add another. Like I could do something like this. And like tuck it. I could do it that way. Like this. I have to make sure this whole thing is like patched up though, because otherwise, if you look in and there's a gap here, you would see the back end here, potentially. Sorry. So I basically kind of just like moved this pipe in here. I mean, this pipe. I mean, I guess it is a pipe now, but this vine, I'm kind of tucking it in, and I need to like just fill this up watertight pretty much with vines. So that way I'm not like looking through here and I'm seeing the end of the tube on this side. Okay. So these two are fine for now. I'll just leave those. We'll end up figuring out where all these go. I think I actually have an idea for these two. But first we're gonna need another one. So let me do, I'm just going to start from a raw one, Shift A, path. Oh, I'm in edit mode, I just added another one to the same thing. I think I want them to be separate for now. Are these separate? Yeah, they are. Okay. It's 0.07, right? Oh, that one's 0.08, never mind. This one should go under these two. Okay, so there's going to be some weaving going on. I'm going to leave this side as it is for now. I'm going to try... You say I'm going to find some map size poly counts and try to fit my house in like 2x the range. That would be cool. 14K sound reasonable? Yeah, that's not bad. I've worked with like NPCs that have like 20K sometimes. It really depends on like the type of project you're doing. And ZBrush, don't even get me started. You're working with millions of polygons sometimes, and your computer just wants to explode. Assuming all my objects and shit are gonna have like 5K if they're really complicated like machinery. Honestly, if we're being real, machinery is going to have less polygons than your characters. Characters are and like organic shit and things of that nature have the most polygons, honestly. Machinery a lot of times is just like flat surfaces and stuff. The only time you get into the nitty gritty is if you're getting like if you're doing like drill bits or and weird type geometry like that, then sure. But if it's like you need like a box with like screws on it and like a few little moving pieces, that's honestly not going to be too much of a poly count hit, to be fair. It's mainly the organic ones that get fucked with the poly count, in my opinion. And sometimes if you do like specific types of landscapes and stuff too. But even then, a lot of times landscapes are just large flat pieces of land, so a lot of that can just be like flat, just like flat polys, and then like a normal map with the texture or whatever to make it look like it's bumped. You say when I was working on Metal Sonic, I noticed that I get more polygons when I do things like having hinges and wheels connecting between each other. And wait. Sorry, this dumb heart icon is like in the way. I can't like read your message. When I was working on Metal Sonic, I noticed that I get more polygons when I do things like having hinges and wheels connecting between each other. And buttons and shit. Well, like the thing is, when you're working on stuff like buttons and wheels and stuff, you would ideally want them to be as low poly as possible because they're the easiest to pass off as still being like an object while having low polygons. Whereas with organic creatures and stuff like that, it's not that way, you know. Like, what is I don't know. Because, like, a button, I'm thinking you have a cylinder with, like, 7 faces around the outside. And then you have a cube. Like, let me make a button real quick, and we'll just see. I'm just going to make the most base button ever, just as an example. So if I go mesh, I go cube. Boom. We scroll that down. Go like this. Then I go Shift A, mesh, and then I go cylinder. I have this. I bring that down to 7, and then I go like this. And then I move this up, and boom, that's your button, right? And then if I do that, and where does it show my polys? Usually it says it somewhere. I need to turn this on anyway. Status bar. Scene statistics. Yeah, so I have 4. Wait, what? Yeah, I have 15 selected there. So that's like a 15 face thing. I don't know, man. Those low poly grapes from Final Fantasy 14 be hitting different. Hell yeah. Oh, you're back, Joseph? Cool. The real thing that was giving me roids of the booty variety was when it was cutting into something else to make the room for detail. Oh, were you doing like booleans? Because booleans can really fuck your polys up pretty bad. But like, I don't know, like this is stuff. It's 2 objects if you wanted a button, and then you could literally just animate this like going down or like coming back up or whatever. And it's 15 polys literally. So it's just like, I don't know, like mechanical parts are way lower poly in general to model. So I guess you could go crazy with the polys, with mechanical stuff if you're going for like sci-fi shit, and you need a lot of like, just like superfluous, crazy shit happening at the same time. In retrospect, it wouldn't have been that bad, because I could have just made the edge loops not go all the way around. But I didn't know about that set of life hacks, so I just had a cube that was subdivided like a MF. Yeah. Generally, like, you only want to add geometry to your models if you're actually going to use it, you know? Otherwise, it's like useless. Like even when if I'm finished modeling something complicated, I'll go back and start deleting edge loops that don't need to be there, as long as it's not needed for like animation, like weight paints and stuff like that. Okay, that goes around. Bada bing. All right. So I'm gonna have to like do 2 passes on this. One pass where I'm just like basically making a helmet out of vines for this sphere. And then another where I go back in and I kind of like fill the holes here and make vine tips on the inside and stuff and make sure it wraps around cleanly. So it doesn't just look like a whole bunch of tubes that just stop abruptly. So I think this one is fine for now. This is gonna connect to something else after. But the thing is, these are the next part. So this is gonna have to go over. Hold on. Go object mode, select both of these. Alright, so these 2 tubes here, these tips, are gonna go over this vine. And around the head this way now. And then they're gonna flow out the back. And before I do that, let me go in here real quick. I think these need to be lifted so that way the vines can fit underneath. This is getting a little fucky here now. I should probably fix this. And these are a little bit high, and these could go a little bit lower. And these could raise. Okay. That looks good to me, I think. And then we could readjust its tightness once we continue with these two. Joseph Cruz, you say, I feel like this is a dumb question, but what is this for? So I am making some characters. So it's this plant dude. And I'm doing his head right now. So I have the sphere in the center. And that's basically this just like darkness orb. I'm gonna take it out in the 3D. But I'm using just the sphere as a guide for now, and all these vines are going on the head. And basically this is going to be for a race of characters in the game that I'm making. And yeah, so they have like a tangled up viney head, and their limbs are all vines, and they have a fruit core, and all of them have different plants that grow on top of their head. And they'll have different vines at some point too, so. But yeah, so that's what we're modeling. And now I'm basically just getting all the vines together for now. But I haven't really worked too much with curves, so this is kind of a first, like working with them this extensively at this point. But it's definitely the best course of action, I think. They seem very huggable. Well, that's good. They're big vibers, so they're like kind of history / lore, if you want to call it that, is that they live in this like futuristic city where it was supposed to be very smoggy and the environment was supposed to be really bad, but they were plant people, so they were able to live there because they feed on all the smog and turn it into oxygen. So they basically use the city's pollution as like their food, pretty much. And one of these guys is going to help the character breathe underwater. That's like the ability he's going to be able to give to him. But only temporarily, not permanently breathe underwater, just for a few seconds. They seem very edible. Yeah, that too, dude. Okay, that's a good curve right there. See that? Curve's coming in with the smoothness. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this curve lower poly when I turn it into a mesh. Because this is clearly very high poly for no reason, really. I kind of want it to be blocky in a way. Alright, so I'm actually going to have these kind of make a little upwards arc instead. And I could have two like underneath vines just covering here. Actually, that's kind of what I could probably have this guy do. Could have this one come back underneath. This comic really said F you to you by throwing 3 red shells at you. He wanted you dead, dude. He wanted you out the game. And where did these go? These flow out into the back. Do they go under? Yeah, I think they go under and around. Wait, I'm thinking here. rant about sculpt mode. I used it like once. It's not that bad. It's just really high poly. But it's like the same shit as ZBrush. Like that's what I use ZBrush for. Just incredibly high poly shit that I bring back into Blender, and then I make a low poly version of it, either by directly modeling a new one right next to it, or by severely messing with the topology until it's where I want it. Or using Blender's retopologize feature, or ZBrush's retopologize feature. They both have one, so. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And try and make these clip as little as possible, but realistically it's going to happen, and they're soft objects anyway. So, I mean, they'll deform a little bit. Need to come up with a name for these plant dudes. This is extremely tedious. I'm not yet bored, but I can tell this is like fatiguing. Doing this shit with the curves like this. But hopefully it goes by fast. So I want these pieces now to kind of like wave out and be like flowy shit in the back. This also hurts my head trying to like picture where each individual strand is going to go. Okay, so these flow off the side. And they wave around the side of the head. This is the front of the head. Let's see. This is more of the angle that we have. Actually, I should probably adjust this slightly. So this should be closer this way, I think. I'll fix that later. Because from this way, this is the front of the head. I was looking at it like this. This should go like here. And these should go like here. Okay. And then this shit goes way out in the distance over here. And then this shit. Now they could go off the side this way. I can just extrude. That's gonna make things a ton easier. Not so bad so far. I mean, we have the beginnings of some nice knots and stuff for these vines. Just a little annoying to get them to look tangled in a way that looks like kind of cool, you know? So you got this goes up around. This goes up. And then where does it go? It goes underneath this. Oh, so it should probably go underneath this and then back through here. So let me do that. Okay, this is actually kind of how it looks in the sketch, so that's fine. Okay, that looks good. And now I go E. And this could come through. Okay. See, this is all sealed up now. And I could always backtrack off of some of these if I want to. What happens if I delete like a vertice? Okay, yeah, see, it just shortens it to the next one. So I could always go back and just shorten this back along if I want like a little bit of darkness peeking through or something there. For now, I'll do something like that. I'll do a few different hairstyles for these guys. I need to think about a more efficient way of doing this. I feel like there's got to be some like grooming plugins or something like that that I could use that I'm just not aware of. Okay. Slowly getting there. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This is like, what, 25% done? And then I gotta see if it actually looks good. So let me put this in here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. I'm gonna raise these shapes up a little bit too. And then these I want kind of like curved at a downwards angle, like this. And it should be moved over. Whoops. Move it over. And up. And these guys should come down. Yeah, that seems about right, actually. These could be separated for now. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. It's gonna have to be some vines tangled in and out. And I want a vine to go through here, this like loop. Okay. So then there's going to be one coming back from behind here. It goes down to up. So that's what maybe one of these could do. Let me do this one. And then this goes at an upwards angle. Kind of don't want to blocking the aesthetics of this from the angle though, so I'm gonna move this at like an outwards direction. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oops. Right. Yeah, I'd like there to start being some like dangled pieces. Can I do it this way too? Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's kind of fucked. Okay, let's actually do a little variation here. Take this. I'm gonna wrap it around this way. This one goes down this way. This one I'm gonna do a wrap around the rim here. And then turn early. For a little bit of randomness. And this one can move around the side here. I think we're like, I'm kind of getting into how this is going to end up working. So it's like I want to do one lap around and like cover ground, and then do another lap around and do some like random wavy shit to like make an extra tangle, like some randomness. I got a good OST, thank you. Hand selected. I try to comprise my my OST for stream as just a bunch of songs that are pretty much unskippable, you know. Very few skippables. I drank water. Let's see. Gotta do more with my OST, get some variety, because Sonic music almost never knows how to chill out. Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. Like, I have some hype songs. Well, actually, I have a bunch of hype songs in my shit, but I have just as many songs that can like fade out into the background while I'm concentrating on stuff. A lot of the RuneScape OSTs like that too. This ain't coming out too bad. Pretty good. It's just taking. This is just taking forever. This is just the head. I've been streaming for how long now? Almost 2 hours. Damn. This is taking a long time. So it's gonna. If I do 4 of these, it's gonna take me. Let's just say I do this for another. Just for the heads. If I say I finish this in another hour and a half, which is a maybe, then it's gonna be 3.5 hours for each. 3.5 times 4. 14 hours of modeling this stuff. There's got to be a way I could do it faster and simpler once I get one done. I'll have to think about it. Am I gonna do anything spooky for October? Yeah, I think I might join this game jam. Uh, it's from this dude who did another game jam that I joined, and it turned out pretty good. So I might join this Halloween game jam, which the theme is just like gothic stuff, so just like spooky things, which I'm kind of chill with. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm already working on like the main game, but I would like to do a quick little project on stream maybe and see what I could come up with. I'm still thinking of ideas though that I could do for a little game jam. I was thinking of like some sort of boss fight, but I don't really have any ideas for that just yet. Just replace the Flappy Bird assets. I mean, that's facts, right? But you know, I like going above and beyond. I'm thinking maybe like some sort of spooky tree chopping game or something like that, where you have to chop down a tree, but he like fights back with like roots and stuff like that. And maybe it's just like a big boss. I don't know. Instead of the Gura have the same animation, but rotoscope to be a pumpkin. I mean, I totally could do that. I like doing the switch up, you know. Gotta do the switch up. Call me transgender the way I switch up on these niggas for the sack. This is gonna be a video series anyway, so. Do I want this to curl back up? This one doesn't really look right. I think maybe I just leave this one short and I start another little curvy curve. So realistically, I just need this side filled in, the back filled in. And the front is pretty much good-ish. Maybe the underneath as well. Need a little bit of depth, you know? Kotagi, when are you streaming? On God, I gotta be retarded because past few days I've been saying to my damn self, nah, I won't stream. I gotta focus on this game, working on this music and models. As if that's not what I'm going to do when I boot up this stream. Yeah, no, I feel the same exact way. My main issue is sometimes I'm like, alright, I gotta stream. And then I like look at my thumbnails and I'm like, there's no thumbnails I like. So then I take like basically like 3 hours to make like craft the perfect thumbnail. And then I'm like, all right. And then by that time I don't want to stream anymore. That's what I did yesterday. I made the thumbnail for this vid. And I'm like, now I don't feel like streaming. I already did all the work that I wanted to do. In my defense, my productivity goes down like 400% when I'm live. Honestly, for me, it actually increases it. I get distracted less because there's people watching. Because I don't want them to be bored, and this shit's already, like, boring enough sometimes, you know? So, like, I'm always just trying to go as fast as I can, and it actually, like, speeds me up a bit. I want to figure out a consistent schedule that doesn't burn you out. Fair enough. I don't really make myself a schedule, but it's really just like when I'm going to work on something, hit the live button. You know? And that seems to do the trick, you know? Even when I go and play games, if I go and play something, hit the live button. Like that's the best way to do it. And just pretend that the camera's not there and just hope you don't say something abhorrent. You know? I mean, I don't say anything really questionable on stream or off stream, honestly. So, well, actually, I mean, I guess that depends on person to person. I'm sure some people would consider a lot of my thoughts questionable, but I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. That's why I use a fake name. I got a few friends who stream, and I'm not like trying to be a YouTuber for real, but I noticed that consistency is way more important than frequency. What do you mean? What do you mean by consistency or frequency? Because I feel like frequency is consistency sometimes. Oh, I guess you mean consistency like same times every week rather than streaming all the time. No, yeah, I feel that. If like you always stream the same time on certain days, then the same people are going to watch you. So that definitely helps out. Oh, this is the back. This is the front. Good. They'll complain I didn't pull up to their stream when their game plan is that I'll just happen to bring up YouTube on my phone and then check if they're doing some shit. Yeah, no, that's true. Like, I don't know. I don't watch streamers really. Like, I used to watch like Ludwig and stuff, but I think that whole group he hangs out with and shit is like satanic. They freak me out now. I don't know what it is, but they're like YouTube Illuminati. Like nothing against them or whatever, but like I don't know, sometimes the people that they hang out with just freak me out. And I could like feel the dollar signs in their eyeballs, you know? The only one of those groups that I really like, I kind of like Jay Schlatt. He's not horrible. But I still watch Mr. Sark and APL Fisher from when Machinima was a thing. And they're still really funny. But other than that, I just watch a bunch of RuneScape YouTubers, and that's it. If I'm on YouTube at all. And VTubers. Ludwig overrated my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Like, he just has a lot of money and stuff, and that's fine and all. You can make good content with that, but he is just like, I don't know. He's like the Ryan Seacrest of Twitch. You know, I mean, of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing wrong with him. It's just inoffensive, but it's, like, not exactly entertaining. And the people that he hangs out with definitely sacrifice, like, children to demons. Like, at a designated time every week or something like that, you know? It just feels that way. I have no proof of this, but, I don't know. You can't convince me otherwise. The second a streamer gets past 1,000 subscribers, their souls are gripped up and replaced with a doppelganger. That's what it feels like. Definitely, if not 1,000, definitely like 500K. That's about the time, you know? But I don't know. I don't even care if my videos get demonetized. As long as like my reach isn't affected, I'll just like keep doing what I'm doing, you know? I'll say whatever. Because you notice the second one of these YouTubers gets into like slightly sketchy topic, they're like, whoa, you can't say this that way. It's like, all right, buddy. Like, I didn't say anything important there. I just said like a color. German 985, yes. Germa is fantastic. That's the other one. He's got like, he's kind of like MLK, just like a normal person that got wrapped up in Illuminati shit. Yeah, straight up. There's animals fighting in my backyard, and sometimes I feel like I'm about to get robbed because I just keep hearing footsteps, but then I just hear like cats screeching and stuff like that. Yeah, he's kind of like MLK. He got wrapped up in the Illuminati shit. He didn't want any part of it. I'm more like Malcolm X, you know? Where's all my Malcolm X enjoyers out there? This is coming together a little bit now. I'm just slowly adding tubes, piece by piece. Bro, I thought my dog was retarded and docile and couldn't do shit, and then I caught this MF ripping apart this big-ass squirrel the other day, and I haven't been able to look at him the same. Malcolm Gang, hell yeah, cool. Fucking hell yeah, dude. I think 2 cats died last night because I heard a lot of hissing and scrambling. Yeah, that's what happens, like, behind my window, like, every night. I'm like, damn, dude. One day, I feel like one day they're gonna break through my window. Like, they're, like, so close to me when I'm, like, laying down. It's ridiculous. My dad left his house, for, like, a 2-day trip to, like, visit, like, some family members or something. And he came back, and one of his screens in his windows was ripped apart. And apparently a bunch of rats just, like, tore into, like, his house through the window. And then he saw one of them, and he was about to shoot it with his like, BB gun. But the BB gun, like, jammed, and it wouldn't shoot. So it like, got away, and he was mad. So now he's probably gonna have to, like, pull out the 22 and get rid of them that way. But he has to make sure they're outside when he does that, because, I mean, you don't really want to, like, put a hole in the wall. I want to kill something and eat it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's society. That's society for you. Sometimes you gotta kill a living being and then eat it. It's just the way it is. And sometimes you gotta kill a plant and eat it. But you're still killing something, regardless. Okay. So these guys are a little tangled up, but in a bad way here. I like you say like the natural desire to catch a raccoon lacking and have him in the air fryer 17 minutes later. I mean, I used to do a lot of fishing with my dad and stuff. I would love to go fishing. Actually, I did fishing the last time I visited my dad. But yeah, we would fillet that shit on the spot and like cook it like right after we went fishing. And that's just like it's like better when you know, cook it yourself. You see where it comes from, you cook it and you eat it. It's like that's the way. Rats don't exist in Texas because none of the water is safe for any animal smaller than a laundry basket to drink. Is that you got that Flint, Michigan shit? But I'd eat a rat if I caught one with his rat pants down. I mean, protein's protein, I guess. You should go to that Chinese place that got caught with a full rat in the fryer recently. I think it was someplace near me. No, and then Chipotle did the same thing recently, didn't they? Like they had there was like a rat leg in the beef or something. I got pissed the fuck off when my grandpa brought me fishing as a kid and I caught a fish and he didn't let me bring it home and eat it. But what the fuck am I here for if I can't eat the fish? I feel that 100%. I hate just fishing for the fuck of it. I fish because I want to eat the fish. Like, what the hell? And we never went fishing again, so we turned to World of Warcraft. I see. My mom saw a possum. Yeah, there's possums by me as well. They look nasty, but they actually, like, they don't have any diseases or anything like that. They're actually pretty clean animals. They just look, they can't even get rabies. or they just don't get it, at least. Which is kind of crazy. Raccoons, though, they can get rabies, which is a little, no bueno, no bueno. Okay, that looks a little better now. If I close the sphere for a second here. See, we're kind of getting there. That's pretty good. I want them to have more like dreadlock looking pieces. But I think we're almost there for this iteration. I didn't know until like 2 years later that it isn't illegal to eat the fish. Yeah, it's not illegal to eat the fish. I mean, there's like size limits and stuff in certain areas, but like, you can totally eat that shit. Same thing with crab. We have blue claws up here. Blue claw crab is delicious. You could just catch that shit and eat it. You just have to make sure you're not, you don't keep the female ones because the female ones make more of the regular crabs, so you kind of want them. And the size limits mean it can be too small. Yes. Not too big. So you can catch something as big as you want. If you catch something huge, take it home. But if you keep catching like small things, then it's like, oh, skill issue, sorry. Put it back. The biggest fish y'all caught? Yours 5 inch. I've caught some pretty big thing. Because I've caught like flounder and sea robins and skates and stuff. I've caught in a sand shark before. We've eaten sand shark before. There's a special way you have to cook it, but like you basically make fish sticks out of the sand shark, and that was kind of delicious. I've eaten mako shark before, but I haven't caught one. My dad's caught mako shark. I've caught... What have I caught? I've caught bluefish, which have been pretty big. I've caught flounder, fluke, sea robins. Sea robins are like crazy looking. And you can eat them too, but they're like really spiky and stuff, so they're kind of annoying to fillet. But you could catch a lot of like little snapper and stuff like that in like early September and whatever. And they're pretty small, but they taste good. And we've caught like, by mistake, my cousin caught a massive spider crab with like a regular hook. He accidentally like just hooked it around the leg and brought it up. And it was like just a massive, like probably like, I want to say 24-inch leg span, like spider crab. It was like horrendous looking. Those things are ugly. You caught a little retarded flounder looking thing? That's cool. What I really want to catch one day, I would like to go fishing for monkfish one day. Just because, like, I didn't know they were real. And then when I was younger, like, I was fishing them in RuneScape for, like, a very long time. And I'm like, monkfish are lit. But then I found out that they're actually a real fish. And apparently it's really good. And I've never had it before. It's been at restaurants, but I just never ordered it. I should probably order it one day. But, I would like to catch one and just cook it myself. That would be interesting. It's at the point now where it's like annoying to try and fit in another curve. Like I don't know which spot to place it in. Okay. There's gonna be a loose one that goes up, down. Hmm. I think I subdivided it too much. Pufferfish OST? Yeah, dude. This is Rico Harbor from Sunshine. Okay. I can come in from this way. Nice, that's a good knot right there. I could probably do more with this end now. So let me make it come through this front piece here. What does the inside look like? Listen, I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with the Sonic Adventure 2 OST. It literally does not miss. Like, actually. You say, oh yeah, I found the shit in Mesh called Make Planar Faces, and it makes all the faces convex instead of concave, and that's been saving me so much time. My dumbass was really going there with the knife tool. Yeah. Definitely helps. There's a lot of like weird like normal mapped not normal map, like the normals of the mesh tools, you know. So beautiful outside today, even though it's dark and I can't see shit. Yeah, I went out earlier today. I went by this lake that has a bunch of birds by it, usually. There's like a million ducks. And I saw some like herons and cormorants and stuff there. They were vibing and eating fish and stuff. Wasn't too hot today. Good day. I know if I could see it, I'd be in awe. Oh yeah. We're almost there, I think. Without the sphere, it looks pretty good. I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this, the inner darkness of it, because I kind of want it to be so that way, like, you can't see, let me show my other screen for a second. So, like, you have the beak of this guy, right? Hold on. So, like, you could see the beak of this guy, but the rest of his face is shrouded in darkness. I want it to be so that way, like, you literally cannot see behind the beak of this dude. Like, you can't see its face or whatever vines are behind it. Like, the black, like, shadow is, like, obscuring everything like that. And I think I'm going to do that by having, like, a physical sphere in there that's just, like, basically a black hole texture. I've done a similar type of texture in Blender for one of my animations. But if I can do that same sort of shading technique in Unreal, where it's, like, literally just, it renders nothing but, like, an absolute black, then I think that would kind of be the effect I'm looking for, potentially. So I'll see what I could do about that. I could do some black foggy shit. I could try a couple of things and see what looks the best, honestly. That might be the way to go. Is this, like, good enough? Like, I don't know if do I need more tendrils? Because, like, if it's gonna be, like, a sphere thing where it's just, like, pure darkness, I don't know. Does it need to be denser? would have a few spheres that that gradient in transparency as they get to the center. Ooh, that's a good idea. Have it get a little shady, and then by the time it gets to like the center of the beak, it's completely like you can't see it at all. That's an interesting way to go about it. I think I might add... Oh, what is this? This could be made to use. Any more ends? This one. Oh, let's see. If there's a way to fuck with shape keys so that their vertices kind of slosh around like water so it's not obvious they're just circles. Oh! Yeah, I could do that shit. I think the big thing selling this is going to be having the vines vary and how they're affected by the darkness. IDK, how caught up you are on Pikmin autism, but I'm thinking some shit kind of like the Smoky Prog from Pikmin 1. Let me look that up again. Oh, I see. Yeah, I could do something like that. That could be shader work, honestly. That doesn't have to be anything that's majorly expensive on the system, honestly. Yeah, because you know what? The darkness is going to be the key to selling the vines as well. Because some of these vines aren't actually going to be attached to the beak. And I'm still going to have to make it look like they're all connected in some kind of way. Yeah, just for the interior. Well, I see what you're saying. I think that's pretty good. These vines by themselves making my school laptop whimper like a big squirrel that just got mauled by a sub-6 Chunta dog. Chuntaro dog, sorry. Dude, this heart thing gets in the way of like the most important word, like the subject of every sentence that you write me. How do I get rid of the fucking heart in the bottom corner? Is there a way? Because it's actually just like, it just blocks chat. Yeah, it's annoying. It's literally like usually the most important word that you typed in a message, and I have to like scroll down and up a little bit to look through it and like the gap between the heart and the word. Like, Jesus. I'm gonna have to model some plants for their heads too. Just save. Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna go eat now and end stream. But I feel like this is not that bad. This kind of makes sense to me. I'll do some like organizing of the style and stuff next time. Edit some vertices and stuff and see what I could get it to look like. Maybe I'll actually do the beak and the rest of the body first. Get it all set up and then see what it looks like. And then after I have the beak and everything like correct, then I could mess with the hairstyle to make it look better. Just so I could see the whole like thing, you know. But Kotagi, when are you streaming next? Better than the Downey salt mine worker I've been working on. You've been working on a salt mine worker? The children yearn for the mines. What have you been working on? Was it that dude from the other day, or you're thinking either tomorrow morning or late night? That sounds good. Alright, yeah, let me see. Oh. That's pretty cool. It reminds me of like Tingle from fucking Ocarina of Time. The little elf guy with the curly shoes who's floating on the balloon. And then like a little mix of E.T. in there too. He's made of rocks. Fucking hell yeah, dude. I could tell by the spike on his head that he's like hard, you know? The vision will come to pass, don't worry. Yeah, no, I feel it. I could see the base already. Understood, understood. Nah, yeah, I mean, realistically, what have I made today? A spherical plate of noodles. That's all I did so far. But like, I know what it takes to get to the end product, you know? It takes a little bit. I made it udon on like a basketball. That's all this shit is. But we're getting there. Sooner or later, it'll be vines. You're about to say some shit about udon. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what it is. You could do some crazy shit with those vines. Like what? Got any ideas? Because I'm gonna have to make a few different like iterations of the headpiece at least, you know. Like this is just the first one because it's the one that I already had drawn. You can use them like subtle little hands and animation. Yeah, I would like to give them some like sway or something. Kind of like how when they animate dudes like Goro, they're allowed to merge two otherwise different poses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably give them, they'll definitely have at least gravity. But they are vine-based creatures, so like I could just have them use vines for whatever. He's gonna have to be bipedal because he's gonna get on the character's back, and like that already has everything set up for like bipedal characters. But little construction worker. What? Hold on. Little construction worker safety OSHA guy with his mushroom hard hat. I like that. I like that. There is definitely going to be some of these dudes with little mushroom caps on. I'm going to have to model a whole bunch of different trees. I think that's going to be like separate. Like I'm going to model a whole bunch of different plants that go on their head, and then I'm just going to plop them right on top. And say fuck clipping, whatever. I'm gonna have to see what kind of shader I can make in Unreal for the darkness. I know we mentioned a couple of things, but like actually doing it in Unreal is like a different story. It'll probably still have to be on a sphere or multiple spheres. But sporting a leafy notebook with his actual hands and using the stick pen with one of the vines. That would be cool. You got a whole character design going. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. We're getting there. We're creating races, creating new races. So I have this guy, or this race rather, and then I'm gonna be making like a bunch of rat people for like the sewer levels. So I'm gonna have to make some sort of rat race. Cack rat race. And then I'm thinking what else? I'm gonna have to just like model a bear. I mean, bears exist already, so like it's not really making a race, but I will have to make him bipedal at least. And I'm also going to have to make an alien. I don't know if I want to make an entire race for the alien. Maybe just make him like stereotypical alien with like oblong head and black eyes and whatever. And then just different human characters I'm gonna have to make as well. I want like a burglar. I want to make like like a super out of place, like really anime, like girl that is one of your customers. Where everything else is like N64 styled, and then she's just like super, super anime. Just like plopped in. Aliens or Gucci? Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. I gotta have an alien. I kind of want, I want the alien to be like Lakitu when you fall off a Mario Kart map, you know? How like Lakitu in the cloud like pulls you up. I want the alien in the spaceship to like tractor beam you up. We gonna see the Pumpkin Hill girl? I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking of making a new design. Probably with like 30% more clothes. I was thinking 30% less. But no, I'll probably have, because I have an idea for like a really anime character who she's like a pyromaniac and she teaches you like a fire ability. But I think I would want to make a whole new character design for that. And just make like this super kawaii like anime person in a game filled with like N64 styled like low poly bullshit characters. Or maybe because like I'm having like basically a Japanese themed level. Like maybe on the Japanese themed level only, all the characters are like anime styled, but in every other level in the game, all the characters are just like N64 like human characters. Just make all the Japanese people anime. I feel like that might be kind of funny. The NPCs are over-the-top anime designs, but the important interactable ones are boring Japanese businessmen. Yeah. I feel like that would be cool. And having my blocky ass N64 character talking to like anime people, that would be kind of funny. But yeah, I have a few ideas going. I have a whole like story written down and stuff that I've been like developing and redeveloping over time. So, but we're getting there now. I'm actually developing like the races and stuff. So after I make this character or these characters, I'm just gonna have to actually start making the first world. Because we're pretty much there. I already started. I know what aesthetic I'm going for, but now it's just like I did like a first iteration to see what I think it would look like when I did the game jam, and now I want to like go back over it and polish it up, make everything look nicey nice. But I also want to try not to like over polish because before anything is like concrete, you know. But yeah, this sphere of spaghetti is pretty good. And that's what he'll hopefully look like at the end, with the watermelon core in his chest. I'm thinking that the beak piece is like kind of a pepper material, you know, like a bell pepper. It'll be something like that. I don't know what the inside of his mouth is gonna look like. I might have to concept that. Because I'm trying my hardest not to make it Venus flytrap. But I would like something like adjacent to that, you know? You could easily do a pepper, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think like a pepper for a beak thing would be cool. I'm just thinking how I would want like the inside of the beak to be textured. If you cut a pepper, it already kind of looks like a mouth in there. Seed teeth. Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a fantastic idea. Or more like, because in bell peppers, it's like, they have like a core, and the core is just like a cone of like seeds. So I could have like, the seed cone be like its tongue, kind of, you know? But just like nothing too crazy, not like fully rigged or anything like that, just like a straight like piece. I feel like that might be kind of cool. Let me write that down just in case I forget. And the inside of the bell pepper, the hard rind part is almost white, yeah. I've had a little nice experiment to texture a bell pepper. I haven't textured something like that. I mean, it is going to be N64 graphics, but still. So you got seed teeth, and you can make the tongue the same as the outside, almost white. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I think that's good for now. I'm gonna go cook, or not cook, I'm gonna warm up some food, and I'm gonna stop stream now. But thanks for watching. If there's anyone here who is not subscribed, toss me that sub button, please. I'm gonna make more spaghetti udon next time. And we're gonna hopefully finish up at least one of these dudes, next stream. I'll probably stream... What's today? Friday? I'll see if I can stream tomorrow. That'll be good. But yeah, thanks for watching.